missed my train at 6, so I got in about 6:15. I've been supporting the public vigil for public housing. Came to the one in November, didn't make all the 10 days, but I came quite through those. Back here again because the issue hasn't gone away. As I come out of the station, I saw people getting up because the wind was getting a bit cool. So people were out in the streets, a lot of people on the waiting list, so waiting for public housing to get fixed up. Serious issue, still going. And as I came out the train station, I noticed people sleeping out, having to get up because the wind starts coming up and it's getting a bit cold. So you get that period just before all the peak hour starts and a lot of people are going up and down the steps. There's people actually sleeping on the steps. I notice now as the sun's come up, a few people have moved from out of the shadows to get in the sun. So a little bit of warmth makes a difference. That's a hard time on the streets for people here in Melbourne. 2019. So I've been living here in Melbourne for 25 years, and every year I think there's more people on the streets. It's getting worse. Well, I think a lot of people are having a hard time being on the streets, so it's starting to cool down from the end of summer, so it's going to be a hard time for a lot of people on the streets. Down the road here, I think about 200 people are going into the Salvation Army overnight, so you wonder where they'll all go. Out our way out in the suburbs further out where I live, there's people been out in the park sleeping next to the creek, which isn't too bad this time of year, but it's going to get colder, so where's everyone going to go? So we need the public housing.
Hello there, on Gruts, used to be Gruts, but now on Gaz now. How are you? Rolled up just after 6, I knew that the event was on, and it's going for another couple of weeks. The whole thing's to do with, public housing, making everybody's business. And it's very important, be informed, and even 3CR is doing a lot to help the situation. So get in touch with 3CR.
Well, here we are again on the steps of the Victorian Parliament House, trying to make public housing everybody's business. Now, things only happen when people want things to happen. Unfortunately, as far as public housing is concerned, people just think it's an issue for the homeless. It's not an issue for the homeless, it's an issue for each and every Victorian. Historically, public housing was for anybody who could not afford to buy a house. That's the history of public housing in Victoria. Now we're here to try to make this an issue. Now I know everybody thinks the election's over and it's all over, and we've got to wait another 4 years for the next election. The issue is that if we don't get involved in this campaign and other campaigns to support and extend public housing will become a thing of the past in Victoria. We've got community and social housing sector, which are privately owned organisations, which are baying at the bit because they get their hands on the titles, the government, the public housing titles. The government is very keen to divest itself of its responsibility to provide housing. Now if you come to the city or if you wander around your suburb, you will see people who are homeless. We can solve that issue in 1 month. That's right, 1 month. If the $6 billion, which is collected from stamp duty, and I'll give you an example. If you buy a $225,000 unit, which is very hard to find in Melbourne, you pay on that $8,500 stamp duty. Stamp duty is 6% of the sale price of a house, and you cannot complete your contract without paying that stamp duty. Now this is a government bonanza. We receive $6 billion, so why shouldn't the $6 billion, which is collected in stamp duty every year, be allocated to defend and extend the public housing sector? You can house everybody who's homeless in spot purchase properties across the state within 1 month. You can house 100,000 Victorians in public housing using that $6 billion per year within 1 year, so there'll be no public housing waiting list. You can house 1 million Victorians in public housing within a decade. This is simple. It's not radical, it's not revolutionary, it's a simple concept that everybody in this society should have security of having a roof over their head for a reasonable cost. And that's what this campaign is about. It's about everybody in Victoria. Everybody benefits. Even if you've got 6 properties, you benefit. Because if you've got a strong public housing sector, you decrease crime, you increase social cohesion, you make life easy for everybody. So I encourage you to come here 6 a.m. next Wednesday, which will be the 20th of February, and again on the 27th of February, and on the 27th of February we'll decide whether we'll continue this campaign. The steps to the Victorian Parliament House, you can watch the sunrise over the city. Bring coffee and croissants. We do get hungry. It'll be nice to see you here, and we encourage you. We had some new people today. Hopefully there'll be many more new people tomorrow. If we can bring 10,000 people here, 10,000 one morning on a regular basis, I can assure you that everybody will be jumping up about public housing. If a dozen of us turn up every week for the next few months, nothing will happen. So the ball's in your court. You make your decision. If you're paying a lot of rent, if you're wasting most of your money on mortgage repayments, if you're concerned about housing security, this is the place to be, because it's public pressure that will change this. And all it needs, doesn't need blood in the streets, all it needs is a majority vote in the Legislative Assembly of the 88 members that represent Victorians, and a majority vote in the Legislative Council, which is 40 members. So all it needs is 65 members to vote for it. It's very simple. It's a simple concept, nothing revolutionary, but we need to wake these people up. They think the election's finished and they can do what they like and they can ignore it. Well, prove to them that ultimate political authority rests in the hands of the people, not the state, not the government of the day, not the bureaucracy.
They're up here, they're saying, well, they're not Parliament enough, they're not earning the money. You're damned if you do it, you're damned if you don't. The ones that get beat up are there
It's too good job to pass laws, hey? Good job to pass laws. Absolutely. And it takes time. It does.
Hi, I'm Andy Meddick, member of the Legislative Council for Western Victoria. And public housing is an issue that doesn't just affect those people in Melbourne. Public housing is an issue right across the state. More needs to be done by the progressive Andrews Labor government to provide housing for those in need. Not just emergency accommodation, but ongoing long-term housing for those who are either on low incomes or homeless. And it can be done.